Hi. Hold on one second. I just have to make sure. Okay, perfect. I am in the right headphone jack. Welcome. It is Sunday, July 14th, and we're doing our second, I think, Camp NaNoWriMo stream. We are going to be doing a 2,000 word challenge, or however many words you want to write today. I'm going to personally shoot for 2,000 words, which basically means that the stream will go on until I add 2,000 words to my manuscript one way or another. So that'll be fun for me. But yeah, so let me know what your guys' goals are. What are you working on? I'm just gonna like scroll through some questions and comments in a second here and then kind of like catch up on that. Okay. So we've got a lot of greetings. Thank you to everyone for showing up, by the way, and thank you to everyone who is watching this on the replay. I hope you're also participating in the challenge. I think it'll be super fun. Okay, so a lot of questions about like what we're reading lately. So I have been reading What Moves the Dead by T. Kingfisher. I recently finished Nettle and Bone, which was super fun. I really like their writing style, and I haven't quite gotten into this one yet, but I feel like it's a good example. In my last vlog, I was talking about wanting to like read more works with that sort of gothic, lush, but also kind of wry. I've decided that my protagonist slash narrator is going to be kind of like a wry person, a wry point of view. Um, anyway, I was looking for that kind of voice. I feel like this fits the bill. I'm just not as fully invested in the story. I didn't know it was a Poe retelling. It's specifically The Fall of the House of Usher, which yeah, I feel neutral about. I feel neutral about retellings most of the time. Neutral to negative, but I am gonna give this one a fair shot. Let's see. Hi, Lynn. What have been your favorite reads in 2024 so far? I pulled up my story graph because I saw this question come in and I was like, oh, I don't know. But probably The Paper Menagerie and Other Stories by Ken Liu. That's a short story collection from Ken Liu. Absolutely amazing. One of maybe like 2 or 3 books in my entire lifetime to make me like really fully cry. And the other ones that I read that made me cry were when I was much younger and more, I guess, susceptible to crying. Amazing short story collection. Ken Liu is one of the best. Um, and I also really have been I read, like, 2 Emily St. John Mandel books. That's the author of Station 11, which got turned into a TV show, I think, on HBO, and I'd read Station 11 when I was in high school, but I also read The Glass Hotel and Sea of Tranquility. I liked both of those. And yeah, I really enjoyed Ninth House as well. I haven't oh, wow, I've read a lot. The Secret History I kind of thought was a little bit long. If anyone else has read The Secret History by Donna Tartt, let me know. I thought it was long. Like I thought it dragged. And then it picks up, but it really dragged. Oh, but I this year definitely like I read a lot of I read 2 books from Alex E. Harrow, The 10,000 Doors of January and The Once and Future Witches. I think Starling House is slightly like better than those 2 because it's, you know, a newer work, so she's been able to level up, I presume. But I really liked those. I read a lot of good books this year, which is unusual for me. Usually, I think because this is the year where I kind of stopped taking arcs from NetGalley. I used to get a lot of NetGalley arcs, and that would be the bulk of my reading. And I didn't like most of them because for some reason I would only get approved for young adult fantasy, and I was just getting really sick of young adult fantasy. This is the first year where I started out just going like, I'll read whatever I want, and I've just been reading whatever I want, and I've been enjoying that. Yeah, okay, I'm gonna catch up now. Mm. This is not alcohol, it's probiotic kombucha. I don't want to be seen drinking anything suspicious. It's just kombucha, just to clarify. Ooh, so many people are saying hello. What project are you working on? That's a good question because I usually clarify in the beginning. I am working on Project Crips. I have 2 vlogs for it out now, and I've mentioned it in some previous videos. It is a gothic fantasy with a touch of romance. It's very political right now, but it's basically about a young woman who gets caught up in the scheming and political grabbing, power grabbing of this ancient house of necromancy that's started to like lose its power. So yeah, that's what's been going on. And it's set in like a world very, very loosely inspired by Venice in the Renaissance. So that part has been really fun for me. Soto says, "Hi, Lynn, how are you?" I'm very good. How are you? It's good to see you on these. I really I don't know, I'm glad to see you on these. Um, I'm so behind the website says I'll be done the 7th of next month. I'm trying so hard to catch up today. I should have prefaced this. I'm doing this challenge because I'm so behind. In the last week, I've been like wrapping up my first load of classes for my degree, and it has just been hectic. I have not written, and some other stuff has been going on, so I've just not been writing. So how's your nano challenge going? Mine is going very bad, but it's all relative. And I feel like this is camp, so it's looser, and I'm not really one to take nano very seriously anyway. I just see it as an opportunity to write as much as I can and try to prioritize writing a little bit more than I usually do. But the other priorities in my life kind of just took precedence in the past week or so. Um, This bit of time with friends is a relief. I'm very glad. I had a frozen pizza fall apart in the oven halfway through cooking. How does it kind of disintegrated? That sucks. That really sucks. I'm so sorry. Um, let's see. Lynn, what's your opinion on furry fiction? One of my dreams is seeing more mainstream furry publishers. I am not like oop, there's something on my computer. I'm not super familiar, but you know, I don't think we should say that there shouldn't everything should have its time to shine in the mainstream as long as it's not harmful. Um, I don't know. I mean, I feel like I was a Warrior Cats kid. Does that count as furry fiction because it's animals? I don't know. Please let me know. I must sound really ignorant right now. Um, yeah. What you're saying about secret Oh, I'm still on the secret history section of comments. What you're saying about secret history is understandable. The second half is strangely where more of the slow burn happens. It doesn't go for the typical suspense you'd look for in a murder thriller. Yes, and I wasn't expecting a thriller going into it. I was expecting like a slow literary novel, which is more of what it is, but then it has those moments where it is straight up like thriller territory, and I think it is most satisfying in those moments, and I don't know, overall, I enjoyed it, but it wasn't my favorite, and I think it's because it took me so long to get through. Um, what subject is your degree in? Education? Yeah, studying to be a high school teacher. That's so sweet. I'm so happy to be able to join these. It helps keep my writing momentum strong. I hope you get some good progress in this session too. Yeah, I'm so glad when people find these good for their momentum, good for their productivity. I feel like I get sidetracked a lot, so I feel bad, but I'm also able to get a fair amount done in these, which is why I like doing them. It's kind of a win-win for everyone. Lynn, you have brought order to my literary universe. Okay, first of all, Hassan, thank you so much for the super. That is so kind of you, and you're so consistent with it, and it's amazing. Thank you so much for the generosity. Um, but Lynn, you have brought order to my literary universe. My protagonist began as a Blasian urban necromancer, but feels like a sorcerer. How does Lynn describe sorcerer? I feel torn. Um, I don't know. I guess so. I feel like the labels are a little bit arbitrary. Obviously, we see that like necromancers work with death and the dead. They're very heavily correlated with raising corpses or bringing the dead back to life or just communing with ghosts, which is actually the traditional meaning of the term, I guess. That was the traditional role, was someone who spoke with ghosts. And um but a sorcerer, I guess, would be more like general magic. So maybe they can play around with the elements or scry. It really is like your playground to mess around in, right? So let me know what you sort of lean toward and what you come up with. I'd be very curious. Um, what are your tips for creating plot around a thriller idea? I'm going to preface this by saying I've never written a thriller, and so please take anything I say with a grain of salt. I would just say, start with the point that is like the crux of the thriller, like the part of the plot that makes it thrilling, and then sort of build out from that. Even if it takes place toward the end, like you can work backwards. I'd say that figuring out where the main premise lies, and then kind of for example, maybe I'm misinterpreting the term thriller, but if it's like a thriller to figure out who a serial killer is, like figure out their identity, you have to know what that identity is so you can kind of seed the clues and the realizations throughout the rest of the story. So you have to kind of, from my understanding, work backwards. I could be wrong. Something different could work better for you. It's totally okay. What's your tips for a mystery story? I'm trying to write one, but unfortunately can't get inspiration. So yeah, kind of the same thing with the thriller, like figure out what the twist is or what the crux of the plot is and work from there. For getting inspiration, just like read a lot of different mysteries and thrillers and stuff, and then try to get inspiration from that. Don't copy directly, but absorb as much as you can of the genre and its what am I thinking of? It's conventions, genre conventions, and hopefully that'll kind of spark something in you. Okay. I'm taking a break on writing and I'm actually going to be reading through the first 8 chapters of my story. Nice. Sorry, I'm going to go through these a little bit faster. Furry is more like if you play video games, then think of Blade from Elden Ring. I haven't played Elden Ring, so I still don't know. I'm sorry. I do know what a furry is, but I don't know what like furry fiction would entail, I guess. Um, let's see. My copy of Song of Achilles came. I'm so excited to start reading it. That book is so good. Like Madeline Miller is truly like on such a high level. I also really love Circe. That one is also very good. Okay. A lot of people are doing Camp Nano pretty loosely, which I think is fun. I think it's more fun that way when you're not stressing yourself out. Like if you're stressing yourself out as little as possible, then you're winning at Nano, in my opinion. Let me just see. Okay. What subject will you be teaching? I will be teaching, hopefully, fingers crossed, life sciences and earth sciences. Science, generally speaking. I would love to teach a biology class. That's the dream. I think a lot of people are surprised that I wouldn't teach English, but I just don't think I'm a very good English teacher. I'm getting to the point where I'm also running out of like craft advice to give to people, which is kind of why I'm doing that less on my channel, also because those videos don't do very well. Not that that's the main thing, but yeah, I just feel like I wouldn't be a very productive English teacher. I love science. My undergrad degree is in science. I worked extensively in the science fields in multiple different capacities. And yeah, science is just, it's one of the big loves of my life. I feel like I'm very lucky to have multiple things I'm super passionate about. What's Camp Nano? Good question. So I'm going to also start the first sprint in a second here, but I'll answer this and go through a couple other comments super quickly. But Camp NaNoWriMo is, I hope you guys can't hear that. Let me make sure that. Okay. Sorry, I just wanted to check on my thing that's playing on the side, but Camp NaNoWriMo is basically something that happens twice a year in April and July, and it's held by the National Novel Writing Month people. They also do the main National Novel Writing Month is in November, but in camp you basically set your own writing goal and you just go from there. It's something that I feel like a lot of us kind of take on informally, just turning April and July into writing months where we try to write a lot, and that's what I'm doing. So yeah. Yep, someone answered it much more concisely than I did. Okay. Another question. I'm in need of any advice on avoiding creative burnout. Do you have any tips? Depends on what the source of your creative burnout is. I feel like doing a lot of introspection is usually helpful. But it's like a part of life. It's part of the process to kind of just burn out at times. Don't push yourself too much because honestly, if you're not working toward an official deadline, then there's not really any reason to push yourself. And I feel like authors who really, really push themselves to get a book done and polished before a certain time so they can query to hit some trend in the market, and then querying like takes a really long time and it gets frustrating. Like that is the source of a lot of frustration. So yeah, I don't know, just go easy on yourself. Like have fun with it as much as you can. Enjoy the phase of your creative life where you're not doing it for money or for anyone else to make money. Yeah. Okay. I was really surprised to find out you studied biology when I was writing your or watching your video about ecology, geography, etc. I'm also getting a degree on it, but I'll write as a hobby. God, I can't read. A fun coincidence. Yeah, I love meeting other like sciencey people who like writing. I feel like there's such a weird perception in our society that creative people can't be scientific and scientific people can't be creative. That's not true at all. So many scientific people I know are creative and vice versa. And personally, I think that science is such like a font of knowledge for like a lot of things that I write. Like my dark academia book, the main character is an alchemical entomologist. She studies bugs. I mean, like, honestly, I didn't go as deep into that as I could have, but it was just fun for me to include stuff like that and to have a magic system that was based off of the life sciences. Okay, we're gonna do our first one here, our first little sprint. So it's gonna be 25 minutes. Let me know or write into the chat, I guess, what your current word count is. And I'm gonna check mine as well if I can even find my thing. And then at the end, we're going to put in our new word count and we're going to see how far we got. No pressure to do this, just to kind of keep track. Because personally, I am aiming for that. Where is my? I'm aiming for the 2,000 word goal that I set for myself. I am a slow writer, so hopefully I can get like at least 500 done in this session. There we go. Okay. I'm at 6,500. I'm just putting that into chat. And let's go ahead, and if everyone's ready, we can go ahead and get started. Okay. Let me know if you guys prefer to be muted or not. I do have keyboard noises, but also someone is running the shower, and I kind of can't tell if that sound is coming through or not. So let me know. That is, the first sprint. How did everyone do? I'm gonna check my word count right now. So I started out with exactly 6,500 and oop, I'm at 7,000, not 70, sorry, 7,114, which is 614 words. Not too shabby. I feel like 2,000 is gonna be very doable if I can keep that up. Let's go ahead and I'm gonna scroll through, like, the comments and stuff that I missed. Yeah, but I hope that went well. Just let me know what your word count is at, what you're feeling like. For everyone who just hopped in, let me know what you're working on. And just to catch you up, we are doing like a 2,000 word challenge. Very, air quotes are on the challenge part, but that's going pretty well so far. Also, what advice would you give to someone who feels like they have no new ideas? I'm bored of what I'm working on, but I feel all ideaed out. Um, I would say like combining different ideas that you have already, like pre-existing ideas, kind of figuring out where you can merge them and how you can merge them, that sort of thing. But also looking for inspiration, both like inwardly in terms of themes. I feel like everyone is different, but for me, themes definitely invigorate me to write a story. But also looking at different media. I think when I feel like I'm stagnating, that was a very weird sentence. When I feel like I'm stagnating, it's because I've been reading or consuming the same types of media over and over again. So I've been watching too many Marvel movies in a row or reading too much young adult fantasy. So kind of like diversifying what you're consuming as well, because what we consume does play a big effect on what we produce. Um, 1000% agree with you, Lynn. As a software engineer who writes as a hobby, I get weird looks all the time when I tell them I enjoy writing. That's so sad. Yeah, I wish there were more like, I don't know, understanding or accommodation, not even just in STEM, but like generally speaking, I feel like people are kind of they give you a little bit of a side eye in like workspaces or professional spaces when you're like, "Oh, I write science fiction and fantasy." That's, shouldn't be. Okay, so we got the starting words. Ooh, someone's doing a handwritten page count. That's super exciting. Let me know how that went. Okay, I'm glad no one could hear the shower. I feel it's the walls in my apartment are just very thin. Sorry, I'm just reading through. Um, oh, hi from France. Hello. 295 words or for character development. Very cool. 624. That's amazing. Um, 705 words of an outline. That is so cool. 1 and 1/3 pages. I think that's the Parker, you were doing the handwriting, I think? Let's see. Oh, I, like, lost where I was. Oh, no. Yeah, I totally lost my spot in the comments, but okay. 500 words, amazing. Yeah, that felt like a really good sprint. That was so productive. I feel like that's been my most productive sprint on a stream or just in general, honestly, in such a long time, so I'm very happy. Maybe setting goals is the way to do these. Maybe challenging y'all every week to 2,000 words or something is the way to go. 297, 253, 483, 205. Amazing. Love these numbers. I feel like combined, honestly, with all the people on here writing, which thank you so much. I can't believe so many people are here. We're gonna write a whole book in this time. Started late, but I'm working on my query. That's so exciting. I'm in the query trenches, so I like to see other people querying as well. I don't know. It's an exciting time. It's very hard, but it's cool to be able to take that step. So yeah, if you're comfortable, let me know how that goes. Mine is 112.2 thousand words right now. Currently editing it with my editor for publication from William Morrow in January 2026. That is so cool. Congratulations. 678 for the goal. so far, but not sure if I'll get 2K. That's fine. I'm not forcing you guys to get 2,000 words in this time. That would be so unhinged. I also realized that I forgot to turn my light on, but there we go. My light's on. Or my ring light's on. And I also recently cut my bangs in a fit of insanity, so but my hair part's weird, so it's only on one side. So if I keep fiddling with my hair, it's because I'm not used to the bangs. Oh, Chris just dropped in. Hi, Chris. 445, 730, 473, 340. I don't know why I'm reading these numbers. It just makes me really happy. If anyone feels bored and feels the urge to total these all up, that'd be really cool. I'm working on a young adult dystopia called Sanctuary Calling. I'm working on character development and outlining. That is so cool. I feel like young adult dystopia is really coming back in a big way. Or it's just about to come back, which is exciting. I ended a little early after 20 minutes because I actually finished my scene. I was also doing something else on the side, so I only wrote around 200 words, but that makes over 1K today so far. That is super exciting. A 1K day that's the goal. Like, honestly, I'm saying 2K, but if I hit 1K today, more than enough for me. 191 words since I hopped in late, or since I hopped in. Oh, excuse me. Hi everyone, I wish I could participate in the challenge, but I've decided to work on a critique letter for a client. I'm 300 words in. Nice. Hello from Mexico. I'm working on my first romance novel, and I managed to write 235 words in 15 minutes. Very nice. Oh my gosh, yeah. So many people are jumping in and getting stuff done. That is absolutely amazing. You guys are the best. Okay. Wow, yeah, I'm just kind of scrolling through, catching up. Yeah, if you guys want to run into like the next sprint, I do think I need to grab a little water here because I'm out of kombucha. So water is going to be the next thing that I drink because, we're healthy over here. Not really, but we're trying to be healthy. But I'll just kind of keep going. But I'll just kind of like your bangs can be a stylistic statement, let them be crooked. I don't mind that they're crooked. The asymmetrical look is fine, but they get in my eyes and it's very irritating. But yes, so I'm gonna grab a water real quick, or grab some water real quick, and then we'll go right into the next sprint, or I'll answer any questions that come up. So I guess I'll give you guys like 2 minutes, ask questions, chat. I'll be back, I promise. I'll be back soon. Okay, I'm back. I got water. I actually wanted to touch base really quickly. What do you guys think of sharing snippets after this next sprint? I think that could be fun. Like you can pick a snippet from what you've written or what you've written even before the sprint, and then we can just share them and I'll read a couple out loud. You don't have to, of course, but I kind of am feeling good about this book finally, and I'm really excited to actually make it feel real and share some of the little pieces of it. But only if you guys want to. But yeah, let me know if y'all are ready for this next sprint here. And I will go ahead and start the timer. If you'd be good. If you're good, let me know. All right. Looks like we're good. Also, if you guys haven't stretched or done the carpal tunnel stretches, highly recommend that you do that in the next 10 seconds before we start. Or stand up, let the blood go back down into your legs. I'm getting more and more concerned about what sitting for long periods of time and doing repetitive motions is gonna do to me, but just putting that out there. Okay, let's go ahead and start the next sprint because we have got goals to meet. Right. That one wasn't as good for me, but let me know how it was for y'all. I'm gonna pause this break here and shift it back to focus mode. Let me just catch up on some comments, but let's see. I think I started out with 7,114. I know I put it in chat, but now I'm at 7,491, which is like 300 something words. So, okay. So I'm almost at 1,000 words for today, which is good. But also, I feel like I'm going slower than I'd like because it's already an hour 18. So I'm gonna keep these like in between interim moments pretty short. But I did say that I want to read snippets. So if you guys feel like sharing a snippet from what you've been working on, like a sentence or two, I will go ahead and yeah, read those. So go ahead and drop your snippets, and I will try to find one that I would like to read because I don't know. Some of these, now that I found the voice a little bit, I feel like some of these sentences kind of, eat. Let me catch up. 581. Question, hoping to query one day, and my current idea is sci-fi, and I'm hearing it's hard to sell. Does it make more sense to work on something else if that's my goal? So I don't have a lot of experience in sci-fi. I do know a fair number of people who write science fiction. Yes, it's very hard to sell. Just because it's just a much smaller pool of people that are acquiring it actively, and a smaller amount of science fiction gets published. Um, it depends. I feel like if you are going to work on science fiction for the rest of your life or your career, like you're not really interested in other genres, it does make the most sense to just keep writing sci-fi. But if, and so you can kind of like do that balancing act of, is it more important that I get published as soon as possible if I feel like my craft is up to par with that and that's, the goal at the end of the day? Or am I okay with just kind of writing what I love, which personally is what I recommend. And eventually along the way, it'll get published, that sort of thing. I would say write what you love. But if you do feel like, hey, one of my big priorities is to be published relatively soon, again, publishing is slow and also no guarantee, and you have an idea that's in a little bit of an easier to sell genre, everything is hard to sell now. So I don't know. It kind of just depends on what you want to do. Personally, just I recommend just writing sci-fi, and maybe hopefully one day it'll get picked up. Nice. Okay, lots of people got a bunch of words in. Nice. 1.3 pages again from Parker. 204, 500, 450. Oh, Hassan, thank you so much for the super. Okay, I think this is a snippet. So let's. Shambhala is a sorcerer that used necromancy for revenge, thus he was banished from the temple. He found his place with Adamic factions, his use of the sacred flame and the second death unorthodox. Oh, that's so intriguing. There's so much like good, like that like almost lofty tone, and the world building seems really dense and rich already. I love it. And thank you again for the super. 243, 1,213, that's amazing. 418, 414, getting through chapter 4. Nice, nice, nice. Everything is amazing. 450, 47, 158, 363 total. Very nice. At times, he was filled with an urge to draw a bath of water and silver nitrate, submerge himself, and let his memories develop like blank photographs until they were chrome and whole again. That is so good. That's so good. I love that imagery. I love the like. I immediately was like, oh, photography, and then the metaphor developed. I love it. Minutes go by. Emery could care less. He pulls his eyes off the screen as the final words are sputtered out of that sorry excuse of a man. No, not even a man, but rather a boy. Nice. I'm reading it again. That's so, oh my gosh, I'm, like, confused, but in a good way, like, I wanna know more, like, what is happening in this scene? So it sounds like Emery is someone else is someone else is saying final words. I genuinely don't know, but that is a really cool little snippet. I have full faith that Lee knows how to keep it bros. I have none of that faith in myself. Nice. You want to go demon hunting with Daddy. Herbert protests, but he's barely able to type with the flesh of his all five fingers melted off. Herbert, no, don't go hunting first. Jesus, yes, yes. Yeah, I think it got cut off, but nice, very intriguing. With the flesh of all five fingers melted off. There was a woman, regal in appearance in spite of her simple manner of dress. Her eyes shined like burning copper. Ooh, burning copper is very good. Nice, nice little snippet. I've done research. There are plenty of agents who are interested in sci-fi. You have nothing to worry about. Yes, there's lots of agents who are interested in science fiction. It's the editorial pool is a lot smaller, and that's just me being very realistic. But yeah, you will. I feel like there's a good chance you'll get an agent, and you can kind of decide from there. But it is a tougher sell because it's just a smaller pool, and that's all there is to it. 347 words, finally getting into the groove of things in this scene. I've always been a slow starter. Nice. Ooh, this is such a cool name. I want to say Savia was looking down at Winter, her honey blonde hair tickling Winter's nose. I love like honey blonde hair. I always wanted honey blonde hair. And I really like that name. Um, I hate the attitude of I want to be published soon. Successful writers have the attitude I want to get published when I know my writing is extraordinary, like the great books I read and loved. Yeah, I mean, it's just like also the mindset of I want to be published soon is like not super realistic, but I guess I spoke kind of weirdly. More like if your priority is publication, which it is for some people because like that's just their goal, and also we all deserve to get paid for our labor. If we want that, then that's just something to take into mind because it's just statistically a little bit more difficult with sci-fi, but yeah. I don't know, everyone has different goals. He looks at me with such an earnestness that I want to roll my eyes. Ever since he found out about the pregnancy, his interest in it has been shocking. Never mind, there are more pressing issues. Oh, interesting. Seems like there's a little bit of resentment there. I love that. With my tea bag left alone in an empty mug, the big picture of the message revealed itself. An invitation? Writing my first whodunit? Oh, so exciting. Big picture of the message, like a message in the tea? That's so cool. Um, Google Docs is so annoying to write in present tense. It keeps saying I'm wrong. What? Okay, I write in Google Docs and it hasn't told, and I always write in present tense almost exclusively now. It has not been telling me that. So that's interesting. Maybe it's a settings thing. Um, you can thank the heavens for it. Kolo would not be thanking the heavens for anything. Not only had they never done anything for him, but they were amongst the most annoying souls he'd known to exist. Very intriguing. I love that. I love the taking of kind of a familiar phrase and expanding on it. I think that's really fun. I want it to look like a unicorn threw up on the table, Drew said. Less is less and more is more. Cute. I love that. Um, Iris was not Iris was not certain about much regarding her future, but knew she would rather lead her four companions straight to hell than follow someone else anywhere. Oh, yeah, that's a great like bit of character. Him in love. Ha, how ironic. After all, it was only because of love that he was even born, and Juan has spent the last 15 years of his life carving an existence outside of it. Oh, is the character 15 years old? That's a very like jaded 15-year-old voice. Um, Mira left her and she looked out on the ports, for down by the waters, those infinite ships coming and going. In another life, might she have one day set out on her own, becoming very nice. I like that a lot. Infinite ships coming and going is a good. I feel like that just conveys a lot. Headmaster Dumas' striped coat. I don't know why I struggle, but the S is there. Striped coat. This is why I don't do audiobooks. I'm sorry, I'm going to start again. Headmaster Dumas's striped coat hung over his plush chair as if he might walk in any moment offering tea. But the dead do not offer tea, and the person in the room was not Dumas. Ooh, love that. That one's really good. Feels like a really strong like opening line for something. I write in past tense, and it always tries to correct me to present. That is so weird. Yeah, Google Docs is really funky. I Adam says, "I debated including a line from the novella I finished a week ago, but you asked for current whip." Yeah, I mean, you can share novella that you finished a week ago. I'm not picky. I'm not, this isn't serious, so you can share whatever. Um, Hi, it's my first time making it to a live. Welcome, welcome. Thank you for coming. Oh no, Juan is 26, but he was 10 when he learned the truth of his birth. Definitely gonna have to rewrite that bit. Oh no, I mean, I feel like I just got a snippet out of context, so I'm sure in context that will come across. It's hard to convey things with the little word count limit. Let me find something to share with you guys because I'm feeling a little froggy. Um, Ooh, okay. This one's a little bit purple, but it is in the first page. This is from Crips, Project Crips. Most who come to the apothecary do so seeking cures for their myriad ailments. Elderroot syrups, paranut oil, and other remedies from old Quinatia that come to us buried deep in the war-fattened bellies of smugglers' ships. That is a little establishing line because the main character's job has changed a little bit. Yeah. Let me know what you think. Or don't. Actually, you don't need to you don't need to tell me what you think. But yeah, that's just a little snippet that I thought was fun. I really like making up like items. My favorite things to invent for fantasy are plants, medicines, and animals. Um, and also weirdly like clothing, but more so plants, um, animals, and medicines. And you can kind of tell that that's my background because that's what I enjoy coming up with. All right, so if we're all good, and we can read more snippets later on if we want to, um, I am about ready to do another sprint if you guys are. So I think I need around 1,000 more words to hit my goal, like 1,000 and some change basically, because I'm at 7,491. Started out with 6,500, and we're gonna see where we go from here. But I'm gonna drink some water first because talking makes me very thirsty. It's so funny. Usually on these sprints, I end up doing, or on these streams, I end up doing homework. And I do have a big paper due at the end of the day, but I'm just not doing it right now because I want to do this instead. So I've actually been feeling my writing lately, which is very nice, but not good for my homework. Okay, let's go ahead and start the sprint. every single time. Oh my gosh. Alright. That wasn't too great. I'm at 7,839, which I think means I did, like, mm, yeah, 400-ish words in this session. It could be worse. I was actually rewriting a big chunk of it. Let me get this pulled up here. But I do think hopefully it'll be only, like, another session or so, because this is running a little long. It is definitely running a little bit. I mean, I knew this one would run long just because I posed a challenge, but yeah, let me know what you guys are up to. I'll answer a couple questions, and then we'll just dive into the next sprint because I feel like we're trying to wrap this up, you know? Um, yeah. Finished my outline with 814 words, typed up a total of 2,100 in these sprints. That's really cool. That is amazing. I'm so glad. That's yeah. Excuse me. 1,722 out of 200 words for the goal. Very nice. I'm gonna see out of curiosity how many words I have left for the goal. So I'm at 7839 minus 6,500. It's nice that I started out with such an even number. I'm at 1,339 out of 1,000, so I'm really gonna have to push through on this last one. 671, nice. 300, 445, 285. Very nice. You guys were killing it. We're doing so good. That's so awesome. Okay. But I don't want the sprint to run on for 100 hours. So 220 words, 151. Great. How are you guys feeling? Are you tired? Do you need to stretch? I need to stretch. I'm gonna stretch a little bit, actually. I'm probably gonna hide my camera so you can't see my sweatpants. But yeah. Okay, I stretched. Hope you guys did too. 2,049. Awesome. I wish that were me. I am so close to goal that I'm like, might as well just do that extra 600 whatever and get it done. Ooh, Adam has a snippet for us. The Empress observed the potential suitor carefully. Her eyes met the prince's, and though she did not approach the altar, she conducted a slight pacing back and forth, during which the more I'm waiting for the second part eagerly. Magically attuned folk could sense her prodding the prince's aura to gauge its intricacies of movement and the space between spaces. Oh, I especially love that last part. That's such a cool way to describe magic. Do you guys ever think about I feel like describing magic in general is like it's so complicated, but when it's done well, it's so artistic and lyrical, and it gets me really excited about fantasy. I swear, most of the reason that I like writing fantasy is I just really enjoy describing magic and magical things. Um, I've written 1,091 words for this sprint, and I'd written a little over 1K. So that means I reached 2K for today. That's amazing. You should be proud of yourself. That is so good. Um, yeah, anyone who's hit 2K, amazing. You guys, you can go home. Class is over for y'all. But also, if you want to stay on, you're welcome to stay on. I chuckled over this line. Oh, sorry, I read that as if it were part of the line. Why is that? She asked as she popped a berry into his mouth. His lips grazed the tip of her finger. Oh, a little bit of feeding something to your partner or loved one or your crush or whatever. It's cute. Okay, I'm like Sorry, I'm really impatient. We can take a little bit more of a break if you guys want, or we can go right into the next sprint to just get it over with. But up to y'all. Let me know. I'm gonna drink some more water. Oh, Bella just joined. Welcome, Bella. I hit 2K words for the day, but I'm staying for 2K words for this challenge. Oh, Soto shared another snippet. Would that he possessed the clout of firstborn privilege, and they would not discount him so, had he but been birthed to the sixth cycle rather than the seventh, and been the older brother Denoma. Sorry, I don't know why I stumbled so much on that. Yeah, that's really cool. Sorry, I'm like reading it over again because I want to absorb it. Um, Sixth cycle rather than the seventh. Cool. It seems like there's some succession stuff going on there. Will this be the last sprint? Probably, realistically, yes. I'm gonna say probably yes. Just because I got, unfortunately, a paper to write, but I do want to try to hit 2K or get as close as possible. If I'm like at 1,800 words, I'll do another little 15-minute one after just to round it out. But yeah, like I think we're getting kind of close to the end here. Definitely a lot of people are starting to hit their goal, which is amazing. But yeah, and if people have to head out, of course, there is no reason to stay if you don't want to. Ugh, my bangs. Hello, I've been here writing. Thanks for another sprint day. Yeah, thank you so much for attending. Ooh, another snippet. Juan raised his sword, and with a simple flick of his wrist, his blade, hard and sharp like any other, fell into several blades, each one connected through the center by a string of mana at the hilt. Very cool. So it's like a string situation. That's cool. That sounds dangerous. I love it. Here's another one. Emery walks through the dreary afternoon, his head down as he looks toward the gaping hole in the very populous city. Every time he came here, did it really have to be raining? Oh, I wonder what the hole is. I was afraid of being known and letting myself experience life again. I was afraid that someone would wake up with me and want to make breakfast, to split oranges until the juice ran down her fingers, to kiss me on Christmas Eve, and sing to me when I need comfort. Everything was bleak. Oh, it's like such a juxtaposition of like a very sweet image and then this fear and bleakness of it. I want to get lost in the Greek wilderness and live amongst the beautiful flowers named after the tragic characters in myths. I want to lay on the pink sand, take in the fresh salt air, and let my mind float adrift on the many thoughts I've let slip into the great lake of my subconsciousness. Beautiful, very nice. Um, yeah, okay, so it sounds like more or less ready. I know that people are petering off, which is totally fine. But for those of you who are still here, ready for the next one, hopefully we can get it mostly done or done. All I need is actually no, I'm not even gonna wait. Let's go. Let's do it. I hope you guys are ready. Let's do 3, 2, and 1. Let's go. Oh my gosh. Okay. Sorry, I was like in the group with that sentence. So close. Let me know. Yeah, how far did you guys get? I literally have like 16 words hit goal. So I'm gonna do that without even the timer, but keep me updated while I do that. Yeah, let me know if you hit the goal. This will be the last sprint officially. If you have any last questions. Oh my god, 2.5 hours of this. Christ, that is quite a bit. Let's see where I can. Okay, there we go. 8,515. Let's see what everyone else did. Uh, I reached my Camp Nano daily goal. Oh, I have to update that. And went so beyond with this live. Oh, it's 2 a.m. at my place, 1,004 words in, and all my day done. Thanks. Oh my gosh. I'm so glad that you were able to get so far. Yeah, and thank you for stopping by. 2,366 out of 2,000. I got 2,015 out of 2,000, so I'm really happy. 764 on the last push. I just finished a scene where the main character is confronted on a moral failing. I filled out 2 character questions for a total of 490 words. Hit my actual NaNoWriMo goal, which was 30K. That is literally amazing. 488 words, figuring out timeline stuff. Thank you so much for these. I'm so glad to catch the live. I've been watching the old ones this past week while catching up on my edits. This body doubling is so helpful. Yeah, literally, like, we do these. We're doing another one next week, next Sunday, I believe, and I do have a guest lined up for that one, so I'm super excited. Um, hey, this has been great. I loved it. Thank you so much. I appreciate how you helped me be productive. Yeah, thank you so much for stopping by. It looks like 2,371 words today. Oh my gosh, I've not written so many words in a day in years. We should definitely do another challenge one, and I think it would be super fun with a guest as well. So, very, very down to do that if you guys are down. Let's see what else. Yeah, I feel like this was amazingly productive, at least for me, and I hope for you guys as well, because just like the challenge and the community element, it's really fun. Yeah, this is the most I've written all week, and the most I've written in a long time. Um, 2,887. Nice. Looks like a lot of people are getting very close or getting a lot done. And yeah, just to close it out, I do videos. I make videos about writing and reading and whatever else. I have been doing these streams, these productivity writing streams every week. So there will be another one next week, I think at the same time, and I will have a guest, as I mentioned. Otherwise, you can watch the replays if you ever need like a little bit of productivity. They're usually not this long. They're usually like an hour and a half to 2 hours. Yeah, and thank you so much for coming by. Thank you to everyone for everything that you did, like, for being active in the chat. I'm also very, very tired, but thank you so much for stopping by. I hope that everyone feels really good about what they wrote today and that I'll catch you guys on the next one. And that's all for now. Bye.